So it seems a lot of people are pretty confused as to what's really going on in the world today. They'll listen to the mainstream media and see what's going on right in front of them, and nothing makes sense. They know they're being lied to, at least. Some people have delved into researching the New World Order, the Illuminati, but most people who go that route, who dive into the rabbit hole, tend to go a little nutty. So I'm making a quick video. I'll try to make it brief, but I'm going to have to digress and give the backstory. If you understand the backstory, then everything that you're seeing in the world today will make perfect sense. If you're listening to me again, if you're listening to the mainstream media, none of it will make sense. Um, so I hope this helps, patriots. But I'm mostly speaking to fellow Christians, as both my parents are preachers. So I'm going to kind of be speaking on that end. And I'll start by saying the New World Order is not new. The New World Order was a concept initially dreamt up by the mother of King Nimrod of Babylon, who then went on to appoint the 13 Phoenician families, or the 13 black nobility families, to rule as monarchies who rule to date. First, they conquered the known world with Alexander the Great, was their first attempt. Their second was Napoleon, and then Hitler. By the end of World War II, they had accomplished their global domination through 3 papal states. And Christians know that this New World Order that they're trying to impose is a Luciferian satanic order, where we will have to take the mark of the beast to survive. The gods this New World Order video will be focusing on are Baal, otherwise known as Belial, the calf, also represented by a great owl, and the serpent Jehovah, usually represented on a staff. Moloch was known as the golden and or bronze calf, still worshipped today and seen here in Wall Street, worshipped by Evelyn Rothschild during the Wall Street crash. Moloch was just one of many gods worshipped back in ancient Egypt and by the Hebrews throughout the world. All different kinds of half human, half serpentine, particularly serpentine creatures have been worshipped. Under the Judeo-Christian narrative and belief system, Moses first met the real true God, the creator God, as a living flame in a living burning bush atop a mountain, and helped him free his people from the tyrannical Egyptians. The Egyptians believed that they were descendants of the fallen angels, the serpents, and wore symbols to show it. Now, when Moses brought supposedly God back to his people, it was in the exact same symbol of a serpent. Now, Christians will not understand this because the book Genesis speaks of God in the plural sense and speaks of the Jehovah's, a serpent race, as multiple living beings, not just one serpent, and not the supreme God. So, to me, this is a deception. The Jehovah's were just another false god, yet saving the Hebrews from the tyrannical Moloch who demanded human and child sacrifice. Christians may remember that Jehovah too demanded Abraham sacrifice his own son, only pulling back his knife in the last second, testing him, much the same way as Moloch tested the Hebrews while they were in slavery in Egypt. More like human politics than any sovereign, omnipresent God. Outside of the Bible, according to all other ancient accounts and books that were left out of the Bible, when Moses went up to Mount Sinai to receive the word from the Lord, he was initially given 2 tablets which contained the CABAL, a complex system of sacred geometry, mathematics. It uses a simple monad to help the adept retain vast amounts of knowledge pertaining to the universal law and creation. Um, that is truly in magic is used as also as universal law. It works for good or evil, so it depends on the priest. According to the Bible, when Moses came down off of Mount Sinai after a month's time, he found his own people had returned to worshiping Baal and had smelted a golden calf in his image, and had indeed begun sacrificing their own children to him again. Moses was so enraged that he cast down the very tablets that had God had given to him. Again, the Bible tells us this caused such a massive earthquake that it swallowed up over 40,000 of the Baal worshippers who had sacrificed their own children. This cult of Baal worship continues to date. This cult of serpent worship continues to date. It is the basis of the Luciferian satanic CABAL. Now, when Jehovah saw how quickly the people reverted back to Baal worship and child sacrifice, he decided that they were not worthy of the Kabbalah or the sacred geometry. Instead, the people would only be allowed the 10 Commandments, just a basic layout for a society to get along without killing each other and be productive, and really not much more. So he assigned the Levi tribe to be the priestly caste and made it where the firstborn son was able to study the Kabbalah and the youngest the sacred geometry. Thereby, no one really knew the whole truth or the whole body of knowledge. Only a rabbi past the age of 40 who was married would be allowed to study both doctrines. Even the Kabbalah, because of their sacrilege, became really a tree by which the twin serpents, Jachin and Boaz, forever try to climb back up the ladder of lights, returning to heaven, aided by the evil deeds of men. When Jehovah gave the Levites their rituals, one of them was to wear a breastplate adorned with 10 stones. Those 10 stones correlate to the 10 spheres, or sephira, or heavens, on the tree of life, both as above and so below. The twin pillars that adorn the front of the temple in both the desert and or Jerusalem correlate to the twin pillars or columns of water and fire that led the Hebrews out of Egypt, as well as the twin serpents, again, Jachin and Boaz, ever trying to climb the tree of life back to heaven, aided by the evil deeds of men.